of TLC Talk Radio. It's DT on our minds. I wasn't sure what the name of the show was. Apparently, I'm your girl, Tasha.
And I'm that fat girl, Dana.
And she's clear on who she is. I am apparently a lunatic. We have another great show lined up for you. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DT on Our Minds. And of course, catch us every day on TLCTalkRadio.com. Hey, friend.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah, I am cracking up laughing at just like this. Ain't this y'all show? Didn't y'all create this? Listen, my brain is all over the place.
Yeah. Episode 7. Lucky 7.
Go us. We are moving in the right direction.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited, about things to come. And something's on my mind today. And it has to do with my love life or lack thereof.
And that's okay.
I mean, it is. Mm-hmm. Somebody said to me, my dear friend Nancy, she's getting married. Congrats to Nancy and Anthony. I'll be there the end of August. But she said, I was telling her, I met somebody. Okay, I met somebody else. Okay, just never mind. You know what I'm saying? And she said, well, I just want you to be happy. And I said, oh, let me be clear, friend. I'm happy regardless. So
that's good. That is good. Because that's something that not a lot of people who are in the dating world are. They're not happy with themselves. So,
right.
And adding another human into that mix of your messed upness, it's never a good idea.
I love how you made that a noun. That's absolutely accurate. Yeah, your messed upness. That is a problem. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is because all you're gonna do is either you're gonna get on that person's nerves, or you all are going to become codependent.
Oh yeah,
we're not down with that.
That's ugly.
Yeah, boo. No, but okay. So background to the listeners. So I feel like I'm newly divorced, but I'm not. I took a lot of time post divorce to kind of learn about Tasha. So by the time I met you, I wasn't married anymore.
Right.
And had kind of a relationship with someone, but it didn't quite work out. So I'm new to the dating game. And so you have to recall that I was always like a serial monogamous. Mm-hmm. So, most people in their teens and 20s, they date multiple people. I can't do that. That doesn't work for me. I forget something, call somebody by the wrong name. It's the reason I don't lie. Now you caught me because I'm not gonna remember the story. Exactly. So no. And I haven't really kind of dated in a long time. So now I know, our dear friend met his wife on line. My girlfriend Tasha, I met her in Aruba. We were both with other people. I was married and she was with another guy. That didn't work out with them. And she met someone online. They're married. They have 2 beautiful boys. Another friend from high school met her husband online. Turns out to be the cousin of one of our other friends. Like, so many positive stories.
Right.
And so, first of all, I'm not opposed to online dating. A lot of people say, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm like, look, you can meet a fool in the grocery store. You just have to pay attention
to what? Yeah,
exactly. So I'm not opposed to it, but now I'm gonna try my hand at this, right?
Mm-hmm. It's been going well. I can tell by that face,
girl.
Listen. What though? Because I did online dating for a really long time, and you either get someone who's really awesome who you can hang out with for, a few years, or you get someone that you never want to see again, like ever. You meet them in person and you're just like,
I had the one guy, we didn't even get to the person part. We didn't get to the in-person piece. He was so ridiculous on the phone.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh, this a fool.
So was he like aggressive wanting certain things?
No, he got on the phone with me of all people, and began to disparage the black race. Now he was a black fool. So it was, black women don't want to settle down. And I was like, did he see my picture? Because I'm a black woman. I think that's clear in the photo. Okay. Black women don't want to settle. Black men don't know how to save their money and do positive things. you talking to? And worse, who you hanging out with?
Right.
Because there's your issue. Your
Right.
circle is crap, and you're in the center of it. You know what that means? You're crap.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that stood out in the conversation, obviously I won't rehash the entire thing, but he mentioned he was a shopaholic who bought a $900 chain and didn't even wear it anymore, had 3 cars, and lived in the family building. I heard you live with your grandma. You are poor with money. We could never build anything.
Really bad decisions.
Yeah, we could never build anything, and you'd be a kid to me. I ain't got no problem with raising up a man if I start with him as an infant. You can't be 40.
No, you can't.
Just get out of here. So, and then the next one that kind of solidified it for me. I mean, that was enough.
Right.
But I continued the conversation because now I'm intrigued. Like, this work, but here's the thing: this crazy ish that people say, it has worked for them. That's why they keep saying it. So then he mentioned he was getting ready to buy a truck, and I said, "What are you saying? You buying a vehicle to drive every day? Or are you buying a semi?" He said, "No, I'm buying a dump truck." I said, "Oh, great, that's wonderful." I said, "Do you know any truckers that you can talk to and get advice?" This fool said, "Black people don't share information." So at this point, I'm on my phone, but I'm texting my girlfriend like, "Which of y'all told me to go on this site?" Because y'all owe me dinner.
Yeah.
And I said, "Wow, they don't?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, I can." He said, "How many guys you know would take their money and stack it and buy a truck?" Well, the last guy I was seeing.
Right. He has a fleet of them, doesn't he?
Yeah. And my cousin and my other cousin and a couple other friends. You, sir, have a really poor circle. And so when you begin to speak in generalities like that, it's a flag for me.
Right.
So I ended the conversation politely. I had to go. I did have to go. I had something to do. And the next day I was polite. And on the app, I messaged him and said, "Listen, after kind of reflecting on our conversation, it doesn't appear that we'll be a good match. Best wishes in finding your queen."
Right.
He blocked me.
Of
Great.
course he did.
It's like the trash took itself out.
Yeah.
Then he unblocked me.
Of course he did, because he had to say something.
Absolutely. To say, "I find it funny that you didn't want to give me a chance before you could meet me." So I didn't say anything. I just was like, "All right then, he'll block me again." Or maybe I blocked him. I don't remember.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. But I had forgotten to block him on my Google number.
Oh.
And so then he texts me, "See, that's it? You just gonna say, see, hold on, let me block everything." So of course that's not the summation of all experiences, and you have to kiss a few frogs before you find your prince. Well, I'm old, so my king. I don't want a prince. Boo.
See, I don't want either. I want a human who is a partner with me. I don't want somebody above me.
Oh no, well, I'm certainly the queen.
Yeah, but
I get it.
I have a hard time with the king queen.
I get it
thing because it just like you're kind of like treat yourself great. Sure, I'm not saying, but let's not elevate ourselves to things that we just really aren't.
Understood.
That's just my personal opinion.
Sure. But yeah, I was just like, listen, dude. So, I've had other experiences. One guy was really nice. Hey, y'all, on your online apps, you can't post pictures from 6 years ago. Not if you don't still look like that.
No.
Because I don't look the same.
Right. I don't look the same I did like 6 months ago because I had purple hair.
Right. But I mean, so I posted a current picture, and dude had obviously posted a picture from a long time ago, and
high school sports picture.
Right. That kind of foolishness. Just probably in his early 30s or maybe even mid 30s, but you don't look like that anymore. And you got a mirror. You can see I'm clear that I can't post my pictures from the time I bought this house, which hasn't been 10 years. I'm like, that's not what I look like anymore. Also, don't bring your children to the date.
Oh,
don't do that.
You had that happen?
Same guy. Yeah.
The what?
The one who made it to the date, and then he looked very different than the picture,
and brought kids. because he couldn't have scheduled around.
I mean, I certainly would have rescheduled. We had to reschedule a few times because of me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would have been absolutely fine with the reschedule.
Right.
Don't bring your kids.
No, your kid.
First of all, the kid was very hopeful. When he saw me,
oh,
he was like, he didn't whisper. He was like, oh, she's so pretty. And I said, okay, thank you. Y'all not really whispering, just so we clear. I appreciate you. But for some reason, he wants you to get hooked up. I don't know what that reason is. It might be, he just wants his dad to be in a relationship, whatever that looks like.
Right.
But don't bring your kid because now he never see me again.
Right.
Because
you don't want to raise expectations that early.
I'm telling you.
Like, I have a friend who I met on a dating app that we kind of dated but kind of didn't.
Mm-hmm.
We've been friends now for like 9 years. My daughter still hasn't met him.
Right. Because you're careful with that. That's wise, Dana.
Yeah.
There you go, using your brain.
Well, and he was, one of those people who didn't decide they wanted to move in with me 2 minutes after they met me.
Oh, I had a guy do that to me.
I've had 3.
3?
Was it 3? No. Yeah, 3.
I don't... That's not the kind of man I'm used to. Like, that's not what I saw growing up. Don't get me wrong. If you down on your luck and I can assist,
right?
By all means, bring yourself.
That's not necessarily what happened either. It just,
he just wanted to move in your career.
I just want to be with you.
Get out of here.
Dude,
literally, get out of here.
I need space.
Right. We literally just started talking. What's wrong with him?
3 hymns?
I forgot. You just said that. Because I can't wrap my mind around it.
I think it has something to do with I'm very comforting. And
you are. You have a very kind spirit.
Yeah, and people just want to glom onto that really fast. And then they realize that I actually am a human and not just that. And
right, you're complex.
And I get angry.
Hulk smash.
And I have issues.
Right, like everybody.
Right. But I don't think they take that into consideration.
Sometimes
in the beginning,
people are in the dating mode, not because they're looking for a partner, like you and I talked about. They're looking for a savior. I had a guy tell me, so, okay, I'm not going to give a whole lot of identifying detail, but I know he's going to hear it. He asked me to marry him so that I could save him from himself. Didn't we talk about how I like infants versus big, tall babies? And so the situation was he did not know how to say no to people.
Okay.
He wanted someone to bring a sense of organization to his life, and he could tell immediately. You can walk in my house and tell that I can organize your life.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so he was like, oh, okay. So he literally, after we began to, go out a couple times, he began to tell his employees, things gonna change when me and Tasha get together. Who are you talking to?
How about they change before you get together?
How about you run this damn business? This your business. So you want me to run your business too? Well, then I'm gonna need business management salaries, and they're not gonna like me,
right?
And I mean a salary with benefits and days off,
vacation time,
right?
6 days,
right? Long lunches,
yeah. Paid long lunches.
What Dana said. So sometimes people are looking not for a partner, but for what they can, absorb from you.
Right. Well, and sometimes they don't realize that that's what they're looking for.
Of course.
I mean, but then there are people who are just energy vampires and, are just looking to suck you dry, basically.
Yeah.
In all ways.
Yeah. Because that guy, it didn't, the straw for me wasn't, he hadn't done anything to me. The straw was watching him make these incredibly poor decisions that affected his child and grandchildren. And I was just like, so you thought it was appropriate? And I just stopped talking to him. I mean,
that makes sense.
I was kind, and we had a conversation, and, I was just like, he didn't ask me, why we could, but I'd already kind of explained that I wasn't really feeling the way he did things. Like, I'm I'm keen on intelligence. Like people talk about, what's attractive, what's sexy. The biggest sex organ is that 3-pound blob in your head. And that is your brain. Sexy. It's so sexy. Mm-hmm. So if you're stupid or repeatedly make stupid decisions, which would indicate
stupidity.
Yeah, just a little bit. So if you repeat it, because I'm human.
Right.
I screw up. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I screw up. I'm cool with that.
Right.
But what I won't do is retake the test and retake the test and retake the test and retake the test. And we can go on for 10 more minutes. That's not going to happen.
Right.
I've got to get the lesson so that I can go on to the new lesson. Because there's some more mistakes to be made as long as you live here. So for me, it was like, we'll never get anywhere. And I would have to cuss you out, which is not my style. If I'm in love with you, I ain't trying to cuss you out on the regular.
Right. Like, yeah. I mean, I've done that in the past, but
yeah,
I was younger and wasn't really fully myself.
Sure. You were growing.
And that's also something that dating in our 40s is a totally different situation.
That's right.
Because we are not, I'm just so in love. Blah.
No, that's dumb.
I got that kind of time. Right. I've put way too much energy into myself to build up who I am.
Absolutely.
To let that happen.
Yeah.
And I think men in their 40s don't think that way yet. If they ever get that way. I'm not sure because I don't generally date anyone older than I am.
Okay.
I've always dated men who are younger. Who I'm with currently is the same age. Well, he's a year younger than me, but to me that's the same age. But yeah, I've always dated people who are probably too young for me, to be completely honest with you.
What was there? Why the attraction to the younger? Is that just what you like, or?
It was more of they were attracted to me and I liked that.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope.
And that was kind of the basis of most of my relationships is that they liked me first and I was like, oh, okay. So you like me. So that's awesome.
All right, let's go with that.
So, I mean, it wasn't that they were not attractive.
Sure.
They
just kind of kicked it off first.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you like me. Nobody's ever liked me before.
Girl, you silly.
Well, because I didn't date in high school and I didn't, actually I kind of dated, but not really because the person I was with, quote unquote, probably gay.
Yeah, my gaydar doesn't work either.
Well, my gaydar works, but not at that point.
Yeah, no, mine still doesn't work. I don't. Oh. You have to actually say, "Hey, Tasha,"
and I'm gay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little slow with it. A little slow with it. And I had a guy tell me that. I approached him and I was like, "Oh, well, okay, well, thank you." Just go crawl back under my rock. Thanks. It is what it is.
Attractive men are attractive men. It doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
You gotta.
Yeah, shoot
your shot.
Absolutely. That brings up a question I posted on my personal page, and I kind of tagged the other show, shameless plug. Tune in to Tasha Talks daily on TLCTalkRadio.com. That show is actually about relationships, and I posted because I'm not sure what to do when I find a guy attractive. Like I'm like, well, are you supposed to say something? Is he not gonna like that? Should you ask him out? Like I'm clueless because times have shifted on me. Mm-hmm. So, I went from being at home to being married.
Right.
So these last 6 years have been the first time that I've lived on my own. I never had a roommate. I don't like people like that. I love y'all, but I don't like y'all like that. So I didn't ever want to share. If you ain't with me, I don't even share hotel rooms. So if you ain't even with me, if you ain't my man, then, well, you can move on with your day.
Got it.
So I asked the men, I tagged a few guys whose opinions I respect. And I asked, are you okay with a woman approaching you? And then is it okay if she hits you in the inbox? I mean, I don't know.
Does it make you look desperate? What
right. like what is the perception? Mm-hmm. And so one guy who's my cousin out of town, he said, it's very flattering and I would insist on paying for the date because she was bold enough to shoot her shot. Then somebody else, a couple other people mentioned was like, am I expected to put out after this date? They're silly. I'm like, yeah. No, I'm just playing. But
well, of course.
What do you mean?
Hello.
It depends on what restaurant you choose.
And it also depends on how long I haven't been with anybody. No.
Right. Dana for the win. so we joking around, and I'm like, okay. So I wasn't sure, but it wasn't. I didn't do this whole gender specific study, but the majority of the responses, save for one, was, "Hey, yeah, I'd love it."
Right.
Where we going? What we doing? What do you want to do? And I'm cool with it. And I mean, I have asked guys out before when I was in college. I won't say his name. We're still cool. But I was real, sophisticated with it, and printed an invitation.
Ooh, look at you.
Dinner. And that's who I am. And so he accepted. He didn't want anything further, but we went out for the organization I was running. We went to the ball together and hung out a little bit, and we remained friends. Obviously nothing happened.
Right.
And then another gentleman, he's gonna know who he is. I hope you listening, brother. I asked him out, and we made plans to go, and then he didn't say nothing. Now, it just so happened that I had gotten sick, so it dawned on me kind of when my work day would have ended that I should have been hearing from him, because he was like, "I'm gonna give you a call when I get up."
Right.
We work different schedules, and he didn't say a word. So I didn't say a word.
So that went well.
So and listen, no harm, no foul. I'm clear. So now you don't ever have to worry about it again.
Right.
So, he reached out to me a couple days later and apologized. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't remember what he said, but I was like, all right then. But it took for me, it was a little bit too long of a lag. And so we cool being homies because he's a nice guy. I ain't got no problem with it. And another guy asked out. I don't know if he just, because when we see each other, it's mad flirting. We just saw each other at a party. It's mad flirting. Mad flirt. He's listening too.
Hello.
Hey. Gonna have to do that dance again, brother. But I can't figure out. And so my cousin Fred, on the other show of Vibrant Mix, right, daily, TLCtalkradio.com, he said, "You should ask him out again." Who? You talking to me? That's a no. Because we have each other's contact information. We talk. We see each other. If he wanted to go, he'd have went. That's just how I feel.
Maybe not.
Maybe. I'm interested in this new perspective because Fred's nuts, so I'm gonna listen to you.
Right. Well, I don't know this person, so I don't really know.
Right.
Like how they are. Like, have you noticed that they have a hard time with other women?
I don't see. Now that I wouldn't know.
See,
I don't know. Maybe. But I don't want to give a whole lot of identifying information.
Right.
So the whole crew can be like, oh, I know who that is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But like if you never really see him with a woman.
I don't.
Like in a long time.
I have seen him with on a date. We were at an event and he had, and so I stayed away because again, our chemistry is evident. Right. You know what I mean? So I was like, I want no problem. She might want to fight.
Yeah, we ain't doing that here.
Right. I ain't even trying to date him right now. Like, I see you here. I'm good.
Right.
But, and I'm too pretty for jail. Have we established that?
Yeah, I think so.
Too pretty for jail.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go.
Right.
But no, I maybe, we'll see. So I never got a straight answer out of him. He did come to, when a Vibrant Mix turned 1, I threw a mixer.
Okay.
And he surprised me and came. Like, he was like, hey, so at this event we were at this past weekend, I didn't even see him. I was standing outside trying to get a signal on my phone. I don't know what was going on in Country Club.
You were in a basement?
I was literally on 183rd Street. I was like, who?
Why no signal? Interesting.
Maybe T-Mobile was funky that day. But I heard somebody go, hey, pretty radio lady. And so I knew who it was because that's what he says. And I was like, okay, so we flirted, we danced, we had a good time, but that was the end of it, and that's always the end of it. So I'm like, whatever.
Well, I don't know. I think you should
maybe just
put it out there. I mean, if nothing happens, then nothing happens. Right. But if something happens, so new adventure.
Yeah, I like dating adventures. I'm pretty simple. Like, what's your favorite kind of dating thing to do?
I'm really lame. Like, I'm
what does that
really
mean?
lame. I mean, well, because my boyfriend lives in LA. Well, he lives in Simi Valley, but I always say LA because, like, I say I live in Chicago, but I live in Crete.
Sure.
It's kind of the same thing. We watch Netflix together on the phone.
I think that's sweet.
And, I like that.
But if you like it, that's sweet.
I'm very simple.
Yeah.
I'm very simple.
I run the gamut.
Yeah.
Simple come on, let's go on this airplane and go somewhere.
Right. Speaking of airplanes. So I was watching something on Facebook today, and it was two guys who decided that they wanted to stay at an airport and see how long they could stay. For like,
if you're watching the video, if you're not watching the video, I'm shaking my head.
So they ended up staying for 4 days at the Shanghai airport, which is supposed to be one of the most amazing airports.
Let's go.
Ever. So I was thinking, I actually posed the question on our Facebook. If you could stay at an airport on purpose, would you?
That's a hard pass for me.
I might stay at the Shanghai airport.
Send me all the pictures.
Because it's got a waterfall. It's got an outdoor swimming pool that apparently nobody uses. Because when they were there was like nobody there.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a fee to use it or something?
No. It's completely free.
People didn't want to unpack their luggage. That's what it was.
Well, most people, when they go to the airport, they're ready to go. But let's say that you're on a layover for 10 hours.
Yeah, I'm getting in the pool.
Exactly.
And you say it was a movie theater?
There's a movie theater that shows movies 24 hours a day.
Listen, I'm getting in the pool, right? And then I'm going to watch a movie. But I'm going to put on all my clothes because it's cold in there, right? It's the theater. And then I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, the sleep part was the questionable part for them. So one of the guys, his biggest worry was somebody's in security was going to wake him up and be like, hey, where's your ticket? Like, you've been here for way too long.
Right.
And that actually didn't happen until the third night.
They just so security was probably kind of like, hey, he was here the other day when I was
But
here.
they were all over the airport. So they spent like time, I think there's 3 terminals, and they spent time in each terminal. And I guess the most comfortable terminal they were in was 3. Because they had big comfy couches instead of having like just the regular seats that you will not sleep on very well. And there's also a hotel kind of there that had nap rooms, but they couldn't use the nap room until their ticket for like the day that they were leaving.
Okay.
Because
so they came in early.
Right. They came in 4 days early.
Oh, okay, then. That's how they're doing it.
Yeah. They bought like a different ticket just to get into the terminal.
This sounds like too much. Let's just go to Hawaii.
I mean, it does, but I could do it for maybe a day, maybe a day and a half, but I don't think I could do 4 days. That would, no.
Yeah, that's
I couldn't do that. It sounded fun. It looked fun.
It's a hard pass for me, dog. Hard
pass.
No.
You like to have your own bedroom.
Yeah, I'm bougie about it. Like, I didn't go away to college when I discovered I had to share a room with people. And you got to share this bathroom? What? That's a no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
No, that's... Yeah, that doesn't...
that doesn't gel for me very well. That does
not work for me. No.
So, I've also been thinking about my hype song.
Ha!
I don't have one.
Come on, Dana.
I need a hype song. So
I've got to be thinking. What's your favorite genre of music?
That's the thing.
You like all the genres, don't you?
Pretty much.
You should have a hype song for each genre.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. But I was with my friend Jason, who I'm doing the documentary on.
Sure.
Yesterday we were filming, and when we were driving back, he's like, "Okay, I'm going to play all this music for you," and I was like, "Okay," and. Hype songs are hard to find. Hilarious. Because I want it to be positive, because most of the music that I listen to is either depressing or angry.
Okay.
And
I want you to listen to something else.
Well, I mean, just like from my past, because
got it.
you know, I listen to a lot of sad songs and whatever. So I don't have like this
Protect your ear gates.
this hype song that is positive. So my friend Karen, she listens to "What's Going On" by Marvin Gaye. That's her hype song. She listens to that, you know, over and over and over again. I swear she meditates to it. That's how much she listens to it. So
it's a dope song, Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, but that's her song, and
yeah, I get it.
It's not my song.
I have a few. I call them theme songs. I have a few, and I posted a video recently about the "Throw Your Purse" song. I said every woman that dances has a "Throw Your Purse" song, meaning, oh my God, that's my song. Get the hell out of the way, and I don't care where this purse lands because I need to get to the dance floor. And so, generally, you know, I'm not a drinker. And so music, if I'm going out, that's what it is. So, you know, if the DJ sucks, I leave.
Right.
Like, wasted my lipstick coming outside. Had me out here looking crazy. So I have a few. Bad Mama Jamma by Carl Carlson.
Okay.
That's my theme song. Brick House, which I only recently was able to fit into, literally, because that's about a thick woman, and I was not thick for a long time. And Zulu, the song that's my "Throw Your Purse" song. Like, you know, Lose Control. Now, everybody who's watching and knows me is like, it's not a New Edition song?
Right.
You would think.
I was thinking, where is that New Edition song?
I think my favorite track by them that will get me on the dance floor, of course, if it is In Love, but my girlfriends need to be around so we can do the dance routine. But if they're not, it's Hit Me Off. New Edition's Hit Me Off. Yeah, because I don't know. It's just the coldest bass line ever. But yeah, we got to get you a theme song. So I think you should have one from every genre. And so now I'm going to be listening. Yeah. Because I love all kinds of music.
Me too.
Yeah.
But I just need something just...
I like it. You want a positive? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, because my life has changed so much in the last, you know, 1.5 to 2 years.
Sure.
And I'm focusing more on positive things. And although I still love my negative and angry music,
sometimes you need to express that. I'm with it.
It just doesn't. It doesn't call me anymore. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So
that's a good positive. We have to find Dana a positive hype song. That's a good spot to end on. When we find it, we're gonna somehow intersplice it in theme music. I'm just saying. You've been listening to TLC Talk Radio's DT on Our Minds. See, I know the name of the show. I am your girl, Tasha.
And I am that fat girl, Dana.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And catch us every day on TLCTalkRadio.com. Catch you next week.
Peace.